Let me share with you something. This is an interesting discussion here from Clarence Thomas. Let's listen to this judge, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, talking with the lawyers. Here we go.
Over in not so distant past, the presidents or certain presidents have engaged in various activity, coups or operations like Operation Mongoose when I was a teenager, and yet there were no prosecutions. Why? If what you're saying is right, it would seem that would have been ripe for criminal prosecution of someone.
So, Justice Thomas, I think this is a central question. The reason why there have not been prior criminal prosecutions is that there were not crimes.
Okay, so who's determining that there was a crime? Like, don't we actually have to get some kind of verdict that says there was a crime? I mean, that's really, I mean, I don't see where the crime really is. I mean, this is what they're trying. This is what's playing out in New York City as we speak, right? They're trying to say that this is a crime, that this quote unquote hush money, the NDA, et cetera, with Stormy Daniels was illegal because somehow this was a campaign finance fraud. I mean, it's really sort of bizarre. Really, really bizarre, convoluted, but hey, you know, you get a jury in New York City that wants to convict him of anything, it could happen. And I think you're going to wait and see what the appellate court says. It's the same thing like on the civil end, right? We're going to charge you $500 million, effectively $500 million, because we don't like the valuation you gave to your property, Mar-a-Lago, when you did that deal with Deutsche Bank to get a better price on the loan. I mean, that's according to Letitia James. We're supposed to take her word on the valuation of a property as opposed to the owner and the bank's word. In other words, Deutsche Bank made an educated decision and did its due diligence and decided that whatever Trump was saying his property was worth, they were willing to take that risk. Whether they believed it or not, they were willing to take the risk. They got paid back in full. And yet Letitia James is going after him for $500 million. And then when they finally settled on $175 million, what did she do? She wasn't even going to take that. She got shot down fast because she wanted his property. She's trying to go after everything he's ever earned. I mean, this is wacky, wild stuff. And frankly, you look at it and you say, this is not who we are as a nation. It is not who we want to be as a nation. And yet the corruption, in my view, right? You want to talk corruption. Think about the dossier that was bought and paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign, courtesy of her law firm. That's how they wash it, right? Which then hired this investigative reporting unit to dig up all that junk, which turned out to be totally untrue. I mean, that kind of seems pretty fraudulent, but I don't see everybody out in court over that one. I mean, they ought to be worried.